Hello guys, today we're going to be doing Mine Enemy.
Starfleet intelligence has decoded the list of Riemann targets that you recovered from the vault. I need you to investigate one of these locations and determine why Obisek and his forces planned an attack there. The Vahar system is still technically part of the Romulan Star Empire, but Ferengi speculators have moved in, and the Empress has done nothing to remove them. The Ferengi have reopened the mines and are now doing business with anyone with Latinum. You will go to the Vahar system under the pretense of negotiating a possible trade agreement with the Federation. Talk to Madron, the operator of the mines. Convince him to allow you access. Find out all you can. Once we know why Obisek and the Riemanns are targeting these mines, then you will be able to decide how to proceed.
Alright, and you get a Horta hatchling and your choice of ground equipment or phaser cannons.
I have new missions.
Let's begin. Captain, the Riemanns were targeting a magnesite mine in the area, but the list we recovered didn't have an exact coordinates. I know we're in the right area, but all the moons in this system are inhabited and our sensors are being affected by the magnesite. We'll need to contact each moon to try and determine which one the Riemanns were actually targeting. Alright.
You've stuck your nose in our business for the last time, Starfleet. All ships, attack! Attack!
Destroyed by my own torpedoes. Oh, I bet I know what happened. I'm still on elite. Hang on, guys. I was running some elite patrols with a friend of mine, and I forgot to change my difficulty back. Try it again. You already read that. Let's relaunch our Delta Flyers. Go get this magnesite ore again. Reorient ourselves.
You've stuck your nose in our business for the last time, Starfleet. All ships, attack! Attack!
Okay. That was easier.
This moon is private property. No solicitors, beggars, or Starfleet allowed.
They're not very hospitable around here, are they? This is a dangerous area, and it's only gotten worse since the destruction of Romulus. It might be difficult to get someone to trust us.
Hello, my good friends. I'm so happy to meet you. Perhaps you are in the market for some high-quality magnesite? We have the finest ore in the quadrant. On behalf of the miners and residents here, I'm more than happy to welcome you to our home. Please transport to the surface. Unfortunately, the large amount of extremely pure magnesite ore in the core of our little world will interfere with your sensors. For safety reasons, I must insist that you use the transporter signal enhancers that I have installed at my own expense. Also, I know you Starfleet types are so fond of your away teams, but could you please restrict the number of crew you bring down to the surface? My people here aren't used to strangers, and you wouldn't want to disrupt their work, would you?
Alright, let's go find Madron. Well, I know where he is, but this map also has a tactical engineering and science career option. Madron.
On behalf of everyone on this forsaken rock, let me be the first to welcome you to Hathara. As you can see, we don't have time for pleasantries, and I'm not sharing my Tranya stash with you. So, why don't we skip the chit-chat and get down to business?
Of course, I've heard you are an excellent source of magnesite. What makes your mine better than the others in the sector?
Unfortunately, I cannot call this mine my own. I'm just a middleman. Out of the goodness of my heart, I help the residents here pass on the products of their hard work to commercial entities such as yourself. The minuscule transaction fee and trade tariff I keep to offset my expenses is figured into the unit cost of the ore. My operation has become one of the best in the area because of the high demand for my services from both sides. I provide the best mining equipment and supplies in the sector to the miners, while my customers get competitive pricing on the ore they need.
Do you have any more information about the mine themselves?
I don't pay much attention to that. Miners have empty carts and they return with ones filled with ore. If you're that interested, you could visit the mines themselves, but I don't recommend it. It's such a dirty, disagreeable business, and I'm convinced that breathing ore dust for too long is terrible for you. The miners who live near my quarters used to keep me up night after night with their dreadful coughing. I had to install soundproofing just to get some sleep. Are you sure you wouldn't rather have... Are you sure you wouldn't rather look at the ore I have for sale?
Thanks, but I'd like to talk to the miners first.
Really? Suit yourself. Just remember, I have an exclusive contract to export magnesite ore from this moon. If you try to cut me out of your deals, you'll regret it.
I just have a few questions before we conduct any business. I'll be back when I'm done. Adrian won't answer any questions about why the Marines might be targeting this place for fear of scaring us away from the possible sale. Perhaps if we ask some of the locals about what's going on here, they'll be able to provide more information. And we're going to do the science career. So, run over here. We're going to help them locate a new magnesite mine.
I'm sorry, I really can't talk at the moment. I have to finish a survey of the area so the miners can start work on a new mine shaft.
Science. Is there anything I can do to help?
I need someone who is familiar with the techniques involved in sonar analysis of soil compositions. How good is your pedology?
I just completed a continuing education program on pedology.
I've marked some coordinates on your map. Please go there, scan the soil content, and report back to me.
All right. We found the major source of magnesite in this area. If the new mine is drilled here, it will make the previous one look like it's been tapped dry.
Thank you so much for your help. This information will be incredibly useful when we're ready to tap a new vein of ore. To answer your question, I'm not sure what makes this mine special. I haven't had much chance to explore the whole thing, though. My shuttle broke down in the system 6 weeks ago. Modron was happy to pick me up, but he's holding my shuttle until I've worked off the cost of the repairs. I can't wait to get off this rock. I have seen some strange people in the lower levels of the mine. I tried to do a survey down there once, but they wouldn't let me pass. Perhaps you should look there.
Geological surveyor. Return to Mandarin.
You want to go in the mine? Are you really interested in buying any magnesite? Or are you just here to cause trouble? Because if it's the last one, I know someplace you can start a little ruckus. There's a gang that controls the bottom levels of the mine. They won't even let me in there. Previously, I allowed them to keep their little kingdom in exchange for information. But lately, they've been more trouble than they're worth. And the intel they're feeding me is useless. Honestly, who doesn't know about the green invasion of Deferi space?
I'll take that information to heart.
What do you want?
I'd like to enter this area.
This area is is restricted. Only people my friends and I like may enter. And I don't like you!
I'm very likable. Just ask Madrid.
Audrey? That big-haired money grabber doesn't know the first thing about what really happens here. All he does is collect his latinum and make the miners miserable.
Maybe you should tell me what's going on here. This is more than a mine, isn't it?
You don't belong here. I'm done talking with you. Leave now. Or suffer the consequences.
Been a pleasure wasting my time with you. Now I'm going to preemptively do this because I know what to do. You stand on this mound here, and then you select your bridge officer and have them stand on the other mound here. Examine campsite. Captain, there are a series of pressure plates located in this area. They're low tech, but the Romulans may have had to resort to outdated security measures because of the interference from the magnesite veins in this cavern. The problem is that the magnesite is making our tracking recorders almost useless. If there's anything on this moon that the Remans would want to eliminate badly enough to use Daemon weapons, it has to be here. We're going to have to figure out how to use the pressure plates to reveal whatever the Romulans are trying to hide. I suspect that we need to activate 2 of them to open the door. And we're both standing on pressure plates. Lock it in. Use hidden door.
With all due respect, sir, there is a difference between protecting the Empire from her enemies and provoking.
There is much here you do not understand, Janek. The Remans need to know their place. As do you. I will not forget your insubordination, Commander. The Tal Shiar has no place for officers who cannot follow orders. I'll be in the command center.
Colonel, they were civilians. Their blood is on our hands.
Get used to it. There will be more. Speaking of which, why don't you clean out the brig before you become a resident there?
Show you guys a cool accolade to get. If you're familiar with the original series, this hole is tunneled through the solid magnesite. It's too precise to be one of the mining tunnels, and there's a slight trace of silicone residue. Curious, Captain. There are not many creatures that could do something like this. It's a Horta! No kill eye, no kill eye. The message is burned deep into the floor of the chamber. Acid sizzles around the edges of the letters. Accolade complete. No kill eye. And I forgot to mention it before, which I'm sure you may have noticed when I was talking to the guy guarding the tunnel, that I have rank 1 diplomacy, which I'm hoping will let us get past the next bit without a fight.
I almost feel sorry for you, but I have my own neck to worry about. I'll be joining you in there soon enough. If Hakeem has his way, we all will.
Now I'm gonna let these prisoners out of their cages because they will help you fight. No matter what, you have to fight Commander Janek. But I'm trying to make it to where I don't kill her.
Enough! I surrender. I value my life more than the Tal Shiar's secrets. I'll tell you anything you want to know. But first, you must tell me why you are here and what you want.
Why does the Raymond Resistance want to destroy this base?
The Remans know about this base? Impossible! Only the leadership of the Tal Shiar know we're here. The Empress herself couldn't find us. I don't believe you, but it makes no difference. This is not a military installation. We listen and record here. Nothing more. There are many targets that those Reman scum will find much more tempting.
Diplomacy. I'll need more than your word that this base is harmless, as you say.
Colonel Hakeem will want my blood for this, but take my security code. You can use it to access the control room. You'll find everything you're looking for there.
Alright. Diplomacy rank 1 is all you need to get past her without having to kill her.
How did you find this place? What else do you know? No matter. You won't be revealing anything to your superiors. It's disappointing I cannot give you a proper interrogation, but I have much to do and little time. The self-destruct sequence has begun. This base will be your tomb.
Okay, we gotta run in and grab the Tal Shiar files before we run out. Hang on a second, folks. Alright, sorry about that, guys. Let's continue escaping the mine. just imploded on itself because of Hakiv.
My mind! What have you done to my mind?
I didn't do anything. It was the Tal Shiar cell you were sheltering.
Tal Shiar? I'm shocked. I had no idea. I certainly wouldn't have sent you down there if you... Say, you didn't happen to find anything valuable down there, did you? Because if you did, remember, I have an exclusive contract.
Stop with the lies, Mattern. I know you knew who and what was down there.
And what's it to you? This is a rough area in the quadrant, you know, and they're good neighbors. If you're not easily embarrassed, their cameras and listening devices are everywhere. I haven't had a single problem with Orions or Herodians since they moved in. And it doesn't hurt that I acquired the odd bit of information here and there. I'm a businessman, and information is big business.
Do you know anything about what they've recently discovered?
Unfortunately, no. I'll admit, I was trying to find out, but their systems were locked down tight. I'm sure whatever it was had to be big news. Everyone was on edge. Janek and Hakiv were barely speaking, and I once heard Hakiv mumbling something about orders. Someone's been pulling his strings, but I don't know who. I do know that Tal Shiar takes security very seriously. If you manage to pull any files from their system, you can expect them to be heavily encoded. Trust me on that. I speak from experience. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to go talk 100 Romulans into digging a new mine to replace the one you destroyed. My profit margin for this month is ruined.
Treat those people well, Mattern, or I'll be back. Mattern doesn't seem to know much, Captain. Or at least he's not willing to part with what information he knows without being paid. I don't think he can help us anymore. We should return to the ship and try our luck on decrypting the files we recovered from the Tal Shiar. I'm sure that they will be more useful than anything Mattern has to say. So you can either go, well, I got my chat window closed, but you can either type /bridge or go to Starship Bridge here. And sometimes bridges take forever to load, so I apologize for the wait. Alright. You can go to the library files. Decipher Tal Shiar files, Sahar. Now I'm going to teach you guys how to do this. We're going to cross-reference Starfleet records, change faulty information, commendation to acts of treason, open reciprocity, apply passkey, select a new file, open plethora. Same thing, we're going to cross-reference with Starfleet records, change faulty information, retires to exposed at, new file, precedence. This one is analyze file structure, change faulty information to this one here. Open reciprocity, apply passkey, referendum, same thing. We're going to change Cross-reference from Starfleet. This one's from Andoria to Vulcan. Secret Reman base detected in the Dara system. Listening post Hephaestus has detected an increase in subspace communication in ships traveling to and from the Dara system. Analysis of the communications and ship traffic reveals patterns of obfuscation normally employed by Reman forces. Tal Shiar forces then intercepted a ship leaving the Dara system and captured 47 Reman civilians. The passengers and crew were summarily executed under orders of Colonel Hakeev, but the captain and first officer were preserved for questioning. Under interrogation, the captain of the Reman vessel provided a security key that could be used to decipher encrypted communications sent in the Dara system. The encrypted messages proved that there is a base in the area of space being used by the Reman resistance. Recommendation: Tal Shiar ships should be sent to the Dara system immediately to capture this base and its inhabitants. Tal Shiar is planning an attack on Reman base. We need to get the information to Admiral Tanay at Starbase 39 Sierra immediately.
The Tal Shiar records you recovered show that Hakeev and his forces have been targeting the Remans for months. Obisek and his followers have been driven from their homes, had their ships destroyed, and their loved ones killed or imprisoned. Some might say that Obisek's campaign against the Tal Shiar is just. However, Obisek was planning on using Thalaron weapons in the Bahar system, which would have killed hundreds of innocent civilians, as well as the Tal Shiar cell there. This is the problem with revenge. Violence and fury only create more pain and suffering.
Okay, I'm gonna get this personal shield.
I have new missions.
And that's gonna be it. Thank you.